Please raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. We'll start with Zoom first before moving to in-person. Evan Barnes.
Taylor, it seemed like early on you guys had the advantage inside. What made it tough for you guys to try to establish the size advantage for you guys against the Wizards?
I thought tonight the Wizards, give them a lot of credit. They came out the more hungry team. They were super active. I mean, we had tons of looks at the rim. Some were open that we missed, and some were highly contested. But more so, I thought they had the advantage inside. I mean, they were getting downhill on us. We charted it. They got 39 attempts at the rim, made 26 of them. That's unacceptable by our standards. We're definitely struggling right now to guard one-on-one and protect the paint, and they took full advantage of that tonight. So great challenge for our guys moving forward to understand the tone that we got to have at the beginning of the games, to be more physical, more urgent. This is the third game of the season and only 9 games. Tonight, Miami, Portland, where the other team had more hunger than us, and this is the result.
Any other questions through Zoom?
All right, we'll go to Jeff here in person.
I didn't have as many game specific questions, Taylor, but I will ask about Ja. And what a game like this, how can he grow from it? What does he learn from it? How do you guys help him? And I know he knows so much already on the court, but what do you get out of this going into the next game?
Yeah, he'll be highly motivated. He's not one to be very satisfied by the team's performance, his individual performance. On the sidelines, we had good conversations. He was like, man, I got to make that. I was like, you're getting great looks, just keep putting the work in. But we all have to understand that the urgency we got to have. If our offense isn't there, our defense has to be there every single night. So he's well aware of that. He's got, a huge voice on this team. I know he'll be super motivated to, bounce back in a couple of days.
And then along the lines of maybe bigger picture, less game specific, about the joy and passion that maybe Ja does bring to the game, and how that helps him.
Yeah, I mean, Ja's spirit's one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, it's just infectious to his teammates, to his staff. Obviously he's got a big responsibility on his shoulders, and he's one to say, I want that. But he still goes out and doesn't put any extra pressure on himself outside of just playing to the great abilities that he has. And he's the one that's driving himself more. I mean, obviously we're blessed as a staff to be able to push him, and he's willing to let us push him, but he's highly motivated, and he's got that spirit that helps carry this team.
I won't keep you here all night with this one-on-one, seemingly. With the way the past 3 seasons, it's not been normal. How has he handled that? There's a pause in the season, there's a resumption in a bubble, a shortened season, quick turnaround, another quick turnaround, between last year and this year. How's he been able to handle all that, given it's not normal?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done a beautiful job of that. I think our entire team has. We, as soon as everything went down back in 2020, we told everyone, stay together, understand what your priorities are in life, at that time. And then, even at the beginning of that season, a couple of years ago, we said the one thing we can always do is control what we can control. When it's time to work, it's time to work. When it's time to break free, it's time to break free away and get away from basketball, which is healthy. So obviously we had a long pause, but he put the appropriate work in going into the restart, put the appropriate work in going into the second season, put tons of great appropriate work in, in this off season. So finding that balance for a young player, understanding when it's time to turn it on, and work, and also when it's time to, step away and get those breaks. So he adapted well and did beautiful, and he's only gonna get better in that moving forward.
I'll wrap it up with this one. And since I don't see you guys every day or I get a chance to talk to you, is there anything different about Ja's game that wasn't present last year? I know it's 3-point ball, and I know it's early, is higher, and his shot difficulty that he's making is a little bit better. What are the changes?
He put a lot of work in this offseason. I said before the game, he just kind of took a stock of what he's done in 2 years, what teams are doing against him, what are opportunities for him, in the rim, in the paint, the mid-range, obviously from the free throw line and the 3-point line, and he just took stock in, hey, I can be, a lead at all these levels. Obviously great coming in, attacking downhill. But then he just learned and adapted and saw what the game was showing him and understood, hey, for me to be really good, for this team to be really good, I got to be good in all these areas. And, even his playmaking, putting his teammates in the right spots, he's constantly getting better as a playmaker, not just as a scorer. So he's gotten better in all areas. And I know he's still only scratching the surface for, more to come.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.